Hi friends, this is Atif for Well. Today we'll have some comparison between the performance of the Bitcoin and the performance of the SPX or S&P 500 on the short term and on the mid term and also on the long term as well. This is the Bitcoin 10 years umbrella chart that I have created after a lot of hard work and research, and this is the SPX 500 at 10 years umbrella chart. These charts will help us to understand what is the difference between the performance of the both markets. So let's move to the daily chart first, and this is the daily chart of SPX 500, the S&P 500, and this is the daily chart of Bitcoin. And we can see this is the massive drop from Feb to March 2020, and at the same time we can see that the Bitcoin was also dropped from Feb to March 2020. Both assets are correlated. This is showing the correlation between the both markets. Now we can see that this is the recovery rally, and this is the recovery rally of the Bitcoin. Now from this low up to this high, the S&P 500 has recovered 34.8%, and the Bitcoin has recovered 161% from this low up to this high. And if we see the highest point that was in the back in Feb 2020, the S&P 500 was at $3,393. This was the highest peak of S&P 500. This was the candlestick. Let me find it. Yes, this was the candlestick. The highest candlestick, the highest price was $3,393. And now, after this recovery rally, we can see the highest price that the S&P 500 has achieved is the $2,954. So the S&P 500 at this time, if we consider this highest price, the current price of the S&P 500, then S&P 500 at this time is at 14.8% loss or low from the highest price of the Feb 2020. And if we see the Bitcoin, then it is at 4.2% low from the highest price of the Feb 2020. So Bitcoin has almost recovered the complete loss that the Bitcoin faced from Feb to March 2020. And on the other hand, the S&P 500, as we have just seen, that it is still in the 14.8% loss. Now we need to understand how much these recovery rallies, these V-shaped recovery rallies, have strong supports and have strong bases, because it is considered among the traders community that whenever the price action recovers in this V shape, then it can be a call to the kiss of death situation, because after that the price action can drop again and it can retest the previous low. And if that will happen, that will be the worst situation. Now, we need to move to the daily chart with the moving averages, with the combination of different moving averages we have here. This is the 50 simple moving average. This blue one is the 25. This red one is the 100, and this black one is the 200 simple moving averages. And the same combination we have on the Bitcoin chart as well. First, we need to watch on the SPX or S&P 500 chart. Then we can see that the price action has crossed up the 25 and the 50 simple moving averages very well. It has crossed up and broken out these two resistance levels, and now the price action is retesting the 25 simple moving average as a support. But so far the price action is not able to break out the 100 and the 200 simple moving averages on this daily chart, and these two are very strong resistance level for the price action. Now we have more strong pressure from the upside than the downside, because at the downside we have we have small time period moving averages, and on the upside we have the bigger time period moving averages, the 200 and 100. And at this time, even though we have received the bull cross between the 25 and 50 simple moving average, but the price action is moving down, and we can have again a death cross between the 25 and 50 simple moving averages, because we have a strong pressure from upside. It will be difficult for the price line to cross up these two moving averages, unless these two moving averages will be in the death cross, like these are in the death cross at this time. The 100 has crossed down the 200 simple moving average, and the traders can understand whenever the small time period moving average cross down the bigger time period moving average, then that is a sell signal, and that is considered as a sell signal among the traders community. Therefore, there are less chances for the price line to cross up unless if we have this death cross. And if we watch the simple moving average position of the Bitcoin, then the Bitcoin has crossed up all the moving averages, and it has all these four moving averages as a strong support. And now the Bitcoin has also retested after crossing up. The Bitcoin has successfully retested the 25 simple moving average, and now it is again trying to move up. And we have the golden cross between the 25, 100, and 200, and now the 50 simple moving average is moving up to form the golden cross between with the 100 and 200 simple moving averages. And among the traders community, this golden cross between the 50 and the 200 simple moving average is considered as a very strong buying signal, because after that we can witness a very strong bullish rally. And if we will have the order of the moving averages in this way, like the 25 will be above all, then 20, and then 50, then 100, and the 200 will be below all these moving averages. Then a complete alligator mouth will be opened of these moving averages, like it was formed here back in May to June 2019, and we have witnessed a very strong bullish rally up to $13,800. And the same kind of move we can expect once a complete alligator mouth will be opened up. If I'll switch to the weekly chart, then we can see on the weekly chart, on this weekly chart, the moving averages and the price action of the Bitcoin is in very well condition. For example, the price action has bounced from the 200 simple moving average. That is the most strongest support ever in the history of the Bitcoin. It is not broken down ever since it has appeared in the history of the Bitcoin as per Bitstamp exchange. And it has crossed up the 100 and the 25 simple moving averages, and almost crossed up the 50 simple moving average as well. And at this time, the price action is retesting this 50 simple moving average. But on the other hand, if we see on this weekly chart, this S&P 500 chart, that the price action is not bounced from the 200 simple moving average. Even the price action has broken down. First, it had broken down the 200 simple moving average. Then it has crossed up the 200 simple moving average again. And now it is struggling at the 100 simple moving average resistance. That is a very strong resistance, but we have also a pressure of this death cross, this expected death cross between the 25 and this 50 simple moving average. And this death cross can lead the price action more down. On the other hand, we have the 200, 100, 25, and almost the 50 simple moving average support just below the price action. Therefore, there are less chances for the price line of Bitcoin to drop more. But on this side, if we see the S&P 500, then it is still in critical situation. Now let's move to this Bitcoin 10 years, very big 10 years umbrella chart. Since the Bitcoin has enlisted on the Bitstamp exchange from 2011 to 2020. And this is the 10-year umbrella chart that I have created with a lot of hard work and research by the S&P 500 chart. All right. On this chart, you can see that each candlestick represents 1 year. And I have mentioned and I've calculated the profit from the opening price to the highest price and the opening price to the closing price of each candlestick. For example, the 2011 was started, and at the starting of the year, you have bought the Bitcoin, and at the highest price you have sold the Bitcoin, then you will have this percentage of profit. And if you have bought the Bitcoin at the opening of the year or at the starting of the year, at the 1st January, and you have sold your Bitcoin at the ending of the year in the December 2011, then you will have this profit ratio. Then we can see that I'm just starting from the 2011, and we can see that if from opening to highest, it has achieved 93.79, from opening to closing 5.55, and then 2012 opening to high is 106%, very big profit. Opening to close is 19.47. Then in 2013, from opening to high 13,221%, and from opening to closing it has achieved 5,398%, big profit. And then in 2014, from opening to high 307%, from opening to closing 137%. Then in 2015, open to high 21.8%, and from open to close 14.8%. In 2016, from open to high 156.5%, and from open to close 78.5%. In 2017, 3,596%, big profit from open to high, and from open to close 1,554%. Then in 2018, 268% and 102%, and in 2019, 96%. This was the worst year, the 2019, from the 2018 to 2019. And from open to close is 0.87%. Now in current year, that is 2020, from open to high 49%, from open to closing so far 9.7%. And if we see the grand total from 2011 up to so far, then grand total of open to high is the 17,915%, and the grand profit from open to close is 7,597%. For example, if you're doing a practice that you are buying the Bitcoin at the highest price, you're buying the Bitcoin at the opening of the year and selling it at the highest price, then you will be at the end of 10 years, you would be at 17,915% profit. And if you do a simple practice that just buy the Bitcoin at the opening of the year and sell the Bitcoin at the ending of the year, whatever the price is, then you would be after 10 years at 7,596%, very big profit. Now let's move to the SPX or S&P 500 chart, the umbrella chart, and this is the profitability of the 2011. From open to high 21%, from open to close 9.63%. Then we have 24% and 14.26%. Then we have in 2013 45.5%. Then 28.8%. Then we have 44%. Then we had 33% from open to close. And then in 2015 we had 26% and 19.66%. Then we had in 2016 22.4%, then 12.4%, 2017 36.4%, and closing is 24.8%. And in 2018, open to close is 32.4% and 18%. And in 2019, 34% and 17.7%. And then in current year, the 2020, 28.7% from open to close, and from open to high, and from open to close is 11%. This is the asset. We have the data of this asset since 1972. And this is the asset that is also parabolic like the Bitcoin. You can see this is the most outperforming index or stock in all other markets. So we can see that even though this is the most outperforming index, but there is no comparison between the profit of the 10 years of the Bitcoin with this SPX 500. Here we have from open to high grand total is 17,915%. Here we have 314.5%. And if we would do only simple practice from open to close, then we would be at 7,597%. And in situation of SPX, we would be at 189.5% after 10 years. So there is no comparison between the profitability of the Bitcoin and the other markets. This is the most outperforming index that I have chosen here to compare with the Bitcoin. So the people who are still skeptical about the Bitcoin, that it will be dropped, it will be moved down to the zero, I don't understand what the reason they have. The Bitcoin is the most strongest in the profitability among all the markets. If you have seen all the comparison of the 10 years, even if you would be doing simple practice, just buy the Bitcoin at the opening, at the starting of the year, and just sell the Bitcoin at the ending of the year in December, then you would be at 7,500 and 9,700 profit. No other asset or market can produce such huge profit. So this is the quality of the Bitcoin. This is the beauty of the Bitcoin, and this is the thing that makes the Bitcoin the master of all assets and the king of all assets. So this was the most important point that I have discovered and I wanted to share with you. And this is the umbrella charts of the 10 years of the Bitcoin and the SPX 500 that I created after a lot of research and hard work. I think I deserve the appreciation. If you like the video, then guys, do hit the like, do like my video, and do share your comments with me in the comment section as well. And do subscribe to the channel if you didn't subscribe it so far. Take care. Goodbye.